Welcome to Open Mic Night. It's good to see everybody. We are, first of all, we have to thank the Planet Eyeke for sponsoring us. That's always a good thing. And one of the things that the Planet Eyeke does to promote us is, so there's Planet Eyeke. So we are on this grassy coastline of Planet Eyeke. And fortunately, on this coastline of Planet Eyeke, we are thrilled to be in the Center for Governance building. And at the very top, you'll find Lisa's Coffee Shop. So while I currently have the stage, we'll be allowing anybody here 5 minutes to do whatever they want on stage. We've got book, comedy, poetry, art, music, each talk about she. So we've got quite a busy. We'll just go down. We'll hit as many. We're going to stop right at the 10 minutes before the hour. So that's where we'll stop. Anybody who comes in and wants to add their participation, feel free in the chat just to put your name down and what you want to do. We'll add you to the bottom of the list. And as we get it with there, feel free to clap for people, to talk in the chat, to move hit any icons with balloons or anything like that. Feel free to give people appreciation. Hopefully Dan will help us vote at the end. For those that are using a phone, so it's an idea. This is better than that, just for most people whose phones do. If you're going to perform, those that can turn their phone that way is usually better. So as we're getting ready, Jason will be taking the stage in the middle. When he does that, you'll be saying a timer pop up on my screen. That's how long you have. When the timer's at, we will yank you off the stage and hit the mute button. So with that, I welcome Jason to the stage. It's all yours.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's ready for a great talent show today. I'm here to embarrass myself. I believe very much in the embarrassingly simple. So there's very little plan to this sketch other than just that, right? To be your clown in with pride. And so I think that I want to ask a bit of a question as to how solar and hydrogen became called alternative. I was thinking in a galactic sense about how the power supply for the planet works, and that it's really kind of like a power, the single solitary power supply, and that, like, I looked at the list of possibilities for fuels, and there was like a number 1 spot, right? Like, I was confused as to why we started at number 8, and that why we took the derivative as the default, and that it's still called the alternative. You want to go for an alternative, this or that, and that I think the future is going to figure that out. And they're going to look back and they'll be like, guys, I mean, this was possible all along, right? The same phenomenon that we harness, that is in common use, that is like the sole source of power in the planet, isn't the alternative, really, is it? And that it's just embarrassingly simple. It's an embarrassingly simple solution that we're really, really stuck on, aren't we? That I feel like there are so many examples of that with people with their needs that they can't express for one reason or another, that they don't see the comedy in it, that God and the universe is playing a big, mean trick. There's a big, mean trick on everybody where we're going to have to, like, get through the embarrassing part for sure, here and there. One way or another. So I'm practicing that, and you know, it's not as fun as it seems all the time. It's only fun when you know how to make it fun. So I have a few pointers as to that. I mean, the most important thing to know is about ticklishness, and that ticklishness, try tickling yourself, you won't laugh, but you can make somebody else laugh, but you have to surprise them, right? So you need sort of like a bit of a rebounder on this one, and you'll find that it's the most joyful experience in the world to realize the truth you've been missing all along, to shine a light on that blind spot and just get past it, and just put it out in the open. And there's a quiet desperation that people have with their significance as it is, and that like there's a grand fit and a grand fury to be significant in the big picture and also along the way. And that I think that transforms. That's a transformative element. We transform that into something that really gets us forward with that desire, because that's sort of just baked in the cake. That's the drama every day. And we're like a holographical version of our relationships, the big web of relationships, and how we do our confrontation. Am I getting a time warning, or is that just a background noise? I don't mind the heckling. I mean, it's okay, bring it. And what I wanted to lead off with was actually just that it's fun in a way to act a fool. And you'll see that within the entertainment industry, you got a lot of people that are doing publicity stunts and acting a fool. And I want to encourage everybody to keep it playful with that and make it ticklish instead of, I guess, more of a chest poke, right? And that the magic of the humor is that you're tickling somebody else and not yourself, because you can't actually tickle yourself, right? A lot of people have these jokes where it's like, it's more of a poke in the chest than it is a Gucci goo. So what I'm recommending here is that you get used to being embarrassed, because that's what you do when you tickle somebody. You go Gucci goo and you act like a goof, right? So that's your publicity stunt, like that. And that I'm going to recommend the method of the tickle, slap, push as well, because once the person is tickling, once the person is laughing, they're starting to see the light in their blind spot for a moment. That's when you can give them a little and a whoosh, and then they've taken the step and we're past it. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed my weird sense of humor, and that I've embarrassed myself thoroughly today for you all. Good day.
Hey, Eric, you're muted right now.
Thank you. Big hand clap for Jason. Feel free, comments in the chat, hit the reactions buttons, all that kind of stuff. First one up, pretty gutsy. Good for you. As always, unique and interesting. Lisa will be up next. She's going to do a poetry reading. If you want to perform, if you've just joined us, go ahead and put in what topic you want to perform. Does art, comedy, music, whatever it is, just put it in there so we know. We'll add you to the list. But Lisa is welcome to the stage. Joe will be up right after Lisa. So
is
Lisa.
It better straight up or sideways?
Better sideways.
Okay, just checking. Greetings, everyone. I'm going to read to you a portion of a poem from the late 1600s. You may recognize a part of it. No man is an island entire of itself. Every man is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. If a clod be washed away by the sea, Europe is the less, as well as if a promontory were, as well as if a manner of thy friends or thy own were. Any man's death diminishes me, because I am involved in mankind, and therefore never send to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. Neither can we call this begging of misery or a borrowing of misery, as though we were not miserable enough ourselves, but must fetch in more from the next house, in taking upon the misery of our neighbors. Truly, it were an excusable covetousness if we did, for affliction is a treasure, and scarce any man hath enough of it. No man hath affliction enough that is not matured and ripened by it, and made fit for God by that affliction. If a man carry treasure in bullion, or a wedge of gold, and have none coined into current money, his treasure will not defray him as he travels. Tribulation is treasure in the nature of it, but it is not current money in the use of it. except we get nearer and nearer to our home, heaven, by it. Another man may be sick too, and sick to death, and this affliction may lie in his bowels as gold in a mine, and be of no use to him. But this bell that tells me of his affliction digs out and applies that gold to me, if by this consideration of another's danger I take mine own into contemplation, and so secure myself by making my recourse to my God, who is our only security. Therefore, never send to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Rest in peace, Marco.
Thank you, Lisa.
Hey, Eric, you muted.
By the way, for those that are wondering where we get those great backgrounds, you can find those in the chat. So if you'd like to create your stage background or Lisa's coffee shop background, you're there to go in the chat. We will have Joe up next, and following Joe getting ready will be Rosemary.
Rosemary, hit it. I need a minute here if I'm gonna do something. I'm sorry.
Rosemary, you ready?
I think so.
All right, turning the stage over to Rosemary.
Sweet. So I didn't know what I'm gonna perform today, but then I started singing along a song, which you all know. It's called I Have Nothing by Whitney Houston. I'm not sure why I got this, or maybe I do. Maybe some part of me knows why I got this song playing in my head. And I am going to sing it for you. Okay. I hope it's good. Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Take my love, I'll never ask for too much. Just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't really want to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside can't run from myself, and there's nowhere to hide. I'm not feeling it 100%. Okay. I think that'll be it for now.
Bravo, bravissimo, bravo.
Thank you.
Yay,
This is
Rosemary,
it.
that was
This is it.
beautiful. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah, it sounded really good too this time. We could hear it all. Awesome.
That was Whitney Houston? Was that Whitney Houston?
Her cousin.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And those that saw the announcement should know there's a YouTube in there if you want to add instrumentation and things in there for setting your Zoom so that the nice noise filtering doesn't cut off your voice. So you should have seen that either in the email you got or the announcements in there. So now we'll see if Joe ready to go.
No, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Better save me for last. I'll see if I can get it together. I'm sorry. I'm trying to wrap some up here.
Wizza.
Go, Dan.
He needs to connect. Dan, you want to go?
If Wizza wants to go next, then feel free. If anyone wants to go, I can go. I was just trying to figure out a song to do. Oh, I can do this one. This one's pretty cool. I can go if y'all want.
Right. So we are going to turn the stage over to Dan. Give it up for Dan.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'm just gonna take like 1 second just to get my screen ready here. And now I am ready to go. Okay. So you can hear me right? Okay. Here we go. Okay. This is a song that just popped up. And it's by me and Russell. It's called Tightrope. And I haven't played in a while, but here's how it goes. I have a guitar here. I'm up on the tide wide, and one side's ice and one is fire. It's a circus game with you and me. I'm up on the tightrope. One side's hate and one is hope. But the top hat on my head is all you see. And the wild seems to be the only place for me. A comedy of errors and unfold, like a rubberneck giraffe. You look into my past. Well, maybe you're just too blind to see. I'm up in the spotlight. Oh, does it feel right? Oh, the altitude seems scared to me. I'm up on the tide wild, flanked by life and the fuel pie. Putting on a show for you to see. Da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. Boop, ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, ba, ba. Like a rubberneck giraffe, you look into my past. Well, maybe you're just too blind to see. I'm up in the spotlight. Oh, does it feel right here at the Mic Night Oct? Altitude really gets to me. Up in this coffee shop, much on the tide wide. Take my life and the beautiful pie. Show you see.
All right, Dan. Ooh, with the twanger. Is that a
Thank
banjo?
you. No, this is a guitar. It's my electric guitar. I don't know if it was out of tune a little bit, and also my frame wasn't there. I could have backed up here, but I didn't have much time to set up my microphone or audio situation. Thanks everybody for the claps and everything. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Little Twangy.
Right. Got a question for everybody. And it is this idea. As you're listening to this in Lisa's coffee shop, what is your favorite beverage? Type into the chat what your favorite beverage is for a coffee shop. I will tell you that what I'm having now is tea from Butchert Gardens. It's a kind of their special mix of green and black tea. So it's the Butchert Gardens anniversary tea. That's what I'm drinking today. I see we have a hot chocolate. Good choice. You know, oh, Masa guava juice. Interesting. You know, in the old days, hot chocolate was the rich person's drink. That's what you had if you had money. So you drank hot chocolate. All right. Let's see if Joe is ready yet. Joe, is your canvas ready to go? No. Wizza, you ready to show us some of your art? Okay. Welcome to the stage. Great artist. You've been seeing some of his art in his background. Hopefully he's going to contribute to some of the designs with Joe and Beanie on the Center for Governance, and the we haven't built the rooftop for Lisa's coffee shop yet. So we're looking for that rooftop experience that you can go out maybe in good weather and bad weather. But you know, you've seen the top of our building. I don't know if Wizza's seen that. Top of our building is perfect for a open. So hopefully Wizza will be helping out that, but great artist. And so I welcome to the stage, Wizza, take it away.
Hi guys and girls, I'm Wizza Pizza. The guys from across the pond, they call me Wizza, all good, doesn't matter. And I'm from the Netherlands. I'm in the wax space for a couple of years now, and I met Lisa at the Motor Club with Crypto Danish crypto. And yeah, like everybody, we saw AI coming, and I was like, this is a playground for me to get my ideas on the screen. And I love parametric architecture, and especially from around the 70s, atomic age. I'm much younger than that. I'm only 40 years old, and so that's way older. But I still love the art, and I have a couple of favorite artists from Europe who does the Möbius comics, and Storm from Don Lawrence. And I got inspired, and I thought, well, let's build. And well, we're talking about a rooftop terrace and something. Well, if you can see in the background, I made something special here, and that's one of the images I'd like to share. It's a conference building that I've been thinking of, which accommodates extraterrestrials as humans, and other life forms around the conference building as well. Everything is organic, even the building, so it grows on its own. And according to certain rules, of course, there are private rooms, there's everything a human or an extraterrestrial might need in order to fulfill a good conference. And I can show you some other pictures as well. Like I also have an atrium here. I love the combination of vegetation and a lot of light, natural light. And I think that's also the best for humans and extraterrestrials to thrive in and get their well-needed energy and vitamin D, of course. I can show a ton more, but I don't want to bore you too much. Um, and yeah, well, here's another atrium kind of vibe. And I'm sure in the future there will be a lot more to see from my mind into AI, and I got some left in the background as well, but I'll show that in time, so you can ease in. Otherwise, it will be a flood of all the beautiful things I try to make, and hopefully you will like it as well. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for your time.
Awesome.
Great, Wizza. Beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I see that Lucas chose cappuccino as his favorite drink. Here's the quiz question for everybody. write in the chat if you know where cappuccino gets its name from. Write in the chat if you know where cappuccino gets its name from. And while you're doing that, I was not a coffee drinker for a lot of years, and then some friends in Lucca, Italy, took me out for cappuccino. I didn't feel, right saying no. It was pretty hospital. So Little Hats of Foam, that's a good guess for cappuccino. Pinocchio, that's not right, but good guess. So they took me to this little place, and they gave this cappuccino, and it was smooth. It was not bitter the whole time. The foam, you could almost eat it like ice cream. It was just fantastic. And I said, wow, I've never had these. No wonder these are really good. I thought that was just average cappuccino. And then I had other cappuccino in Italy, and it was not as good as that cappuccino. It was good, and then came back to US, and it was not on par with that cappuccino. So we didn't know. Lucas knows the answer. It's named after the Capuchin monks. Their robe colors, brown and white. So that's the color of cappuccino. So cappuccino is named for the Capuchin monks. Extra points to Lucas. Anybody else who wants to perform? I might think we may be able to get a couple in there. Just put your what you want to perform, just the category: art, music, commentary, whatever. Next up, though, we have Perry. So we will welcome Perry up to the stage with his camera on. Good job for that, everybody. Welcome Perry to the stage.
Well, hello guys. This is not something that I share a lot. I've shared it with my family and friends, but it is something that I have been practicing and learning about for more than 40 years. And it started with with classes. I won't call them classes because they weren't formal classes. I was taught initially by someone who I went to grammar school with. And by the time we were in college, he had a number of black belts in martial arts. And he was training to go out on a mission of mercenary. He was training to be a mercenary. Yeah. So he needed a partner to train. He was going to Central America and on some mission, which I didn't know anything about, but he needed a partner. And so he chose me because I was athletic at the time and about the right size. So I had the opportunity to train with somebody in a very interesting style. He had learned a number of styles of martial arts. But what I'm going to share with you today is what I have developed from those initial about a year and a half of spending time with that particular individual. And that is the development of chi. What struck me, one of the things that struck me with my experience with that gentleman was his ability to focus and generate chi. In other words, he was able to strike very hard with very little energy. And what I'm talking about is the best way to describe it, the easiest way to describe it, is if you've ever played baseball or golf or something like that, and you've hit the ball, or soccer, right? You've hit the ball just the right spot on the bat, and it just flies. Or on the same with golf, you hit a golf shot and it just flies, and it almost feels like so little resistance, but it's just an amazing shot. Or with soccer, you hit it just at the right spot, the ball, you hit it right at the spot, and it just flies. Well, instead of spending years and years to try to become a black belt, right? Why don't you just focus on learning how to do that, how to strike in martial arts with the maximum amount of force, with the least amount of effort. How to most efficiently move kinetic energy through your body to your target. So that's the idea. How do you teach people that without making them spend thousands of dollars and years to get a brown belt, a blue belt, a black belt, whatever? Why not just teach people that? And in that way, you can really create, you can scale out the ability for a people to defend themselves quite quickly. And I'll now begin to explain what it is. Do I have a timer going? I got 156 left, or no, I've got 120 left. Okay, here it goes. In your body, if you draw a line from one shoulder to one hip and cross it from one shoulder to another hip, you hit a point that's approximately your belly button. Inside your body, inside your torso, in the center of that, would represent the center of mass of your body, like a planet. Like if, for example, if we were to throw ourselves into space, our bodies would assume gravity similar to what a planet would. We would attract items because we would have gravity. Well, your body has gravity. So what a strike is, what a clean strike is moving that energy from the center of your body out through your torso, out through your limbs, into the target of which you are. Let's say, it's somebody's body or their face or whatever you're hitting, doesn't matter. You want to time it so that the wave that passes through, and all of this is about a wave. We're moving a wave of energy from the center of your body out through your limbs, and the wave strikes the body. The height of the wave strikes the body, or it strikes the target at the exact same moment as the height of the wave. So my time is over. You guys got it. That's it. That's the secret. Okay.
And some people, so ki or chi, it depends on whether you're Chinese, Japanese, or whatever, whether you say ki or chi. But the process of developing energy and energy balance with or without any martial arts, some people hear the term qigong. Those are people that just do what Perry said and work on developing energy just for balance in their life or whatever do. So we talk about energy flow. The nice thing about it is whether you believe in it or not, a lot of those techniques work. I once got thrown around by an 86-year-old man, small 86-year-old man. He didn't even, I had a whole bunch of people catching me, and he threw me around for about 15-30 minutes. It was a great experience. But he was just dressed in a pinstripe, in a button-down shirt, pinstripe pants, and threw me around without even breaking a sweat. It was
I would say that he has internalized what I just explained. Yeah, that's exactly right.
So all I could say is when you feel it, it's a different perspective than talking about it. So feeling it
and
is
that's the challenge, is to explain it. That's the challenge to me, is can I explain this? I've shown it to people one-on-one, but it's much easier that way. The one person that understood it the fastest was a student, a PhD student in physics. He understood it immediately.
Well, I taught my kids that, and they used to come up behind me and push me when I wasn't looking to try and get that. It's a ki or tai chi push. And one time we was there and somebody saw what my kids were doing, and I was pushing back, and he said, "Well, what are you doing?" And I explained to him what it was. He goes, "Well, can you do it on me?" Sure. He did. Is that as hard as you can push it? No. So I pushed him, and we were at a martial arts camp, and he had all these pads up, and he couldn't stop moving. He was flying backwards, and he was jumping, laughing, and jumping because he couldn't stop his momentum down. So anybody wants to experience it, and you're there, we'll show you. It's quite something. We're going to move into voting. Dan, are you able to help us out with voting today? Just as a reminder, Jason went first and talked about comedy and energy. Lisa reminded us all in poetry that no man is an island. Rosemary gave us the benefit of her beautiful voice. Dan gave us a guitar and his voice together. Wizza showed us future art, which we hope he will add, because we can use some of that art that you did the upstairs and put it up there. Just coordinate with Joe, because Joe is building the 3D version of this, and we want them to fit as much as possible. Again, we want to thank the Center for Governance and the Planet Eyeke for hosting the Center of Governance, and our landlord Dwayne Philippi. Thank you for that. Lisa for Lisa's Coffee Shop. For those, this is one of the events that's in the Interplanetary Unconference, which is going on right now. How is an unconference different than conference? Well, in a normal conference, you come up with an agenda and then you register, go. In an unconference, you register, then figure out what the agenda is. So we will be back a week from today, same time. We will be talking about governance and the use of these things called fractals, how you hear everybody's voice and make decisions together. So Fractal Palooza will be at this the same time. I think, did Dan post the link for voting? Did I see that?
Yeah, Eric, I just I posted it publicly, and then I just figured I'd just send it to you too. I also I just put it together based upon how you wrote it last week, last time we hosted the open mic. So I don't know if you want to write it any different, but I put whose performance did you appreciate the most, and I added I believe that was 6 performers, and so I can share that publicly now if you'd like in the Zoom chat.
Please share it.
Okay.
And then, of course, we finished up with the development of Chi by Perry. So if you like Jason's commentary and comedy, tell Jason you appreciated him the most by clicking on the link. If you like Lisa's poetry, move Lisa up in there. If you liked Rosemary's music,
and I'm editing editing it right now because Rosemary it wasn't on there at first. There was an error, so I'm editing it right now. I'm saving it. So anybody who opened the link already, I think maybe just give it a second and then refresh it so that you'll see Rosemary on the list as well.
And if you like Dan's music, pick Dan. And if you liked Wheat's art or Perry's discussion on Chi or Ki, put it in there. I think the polls are open. Give everybody just a couple minutes to
is there money involved here, Eric?
There is not this time. Normally we give away a lot of things, but part of the problem is we often give things in crypto, and we didn't know. The last time we had a lot of people who were not from that community, and it just confused everybody. So we're trying to figure out how to do that in an easy way. And if anybody's having challenges, just letting us filling out the form, let us know. Put your name in.
I was just curious, Eric. I made the poll as a ranking poll, so you could rank multiple different orders if you want. Do you want us to just vote for the top one or multiple?
No.
Okay, so that's good. Okay.
Just move how you feel.
Okay, cool.
Up there. Also, after you've done that, put down what you like best about open mic, what you'd like to see next time. How we can do this better.
I'll add that as a option that people can fill out if they want.
Can we vote as
While we're
anonymous?
waiting,
You can, but you can also vote as
Work?
yourself
well,
by hitting the anonymous button and changing it.
let me know if the audio on this is really unlistenable at all, but I have a riff that I wrote that is really simplistic, embarrassingly simple.
All right.
Show you guys what I'm playing here.
So
the
the
angle
nice
on it
thing
is that
is
it's
that
not-
the nice thing is that Zoom is letting you get away with that. Sometimes if the
Wait,
settings
is
are right, it's it out, so it's good.
I'm on my headphones, I just realized. So I can't even imagine that it picked up.
It picked
It
up.
did.
It wasn't like super
It
loud,
did?
but it picked up and it sounded pretty cool. Sounded like a nice riff.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that. I wanted to give some feedback on how with Perry's analogy of the golf ball, I think that was perfect. It feels like you're hitting it harder, but you're not swinging harder. You're not hitting it harder. It just feels like it, so to speak, because you are aware of the center of gravity, that there are all these, I guess, scales of the center of gravity for things. And that to always find, I learned this from a friend who could always find that center of gravity for sure. He was really good at throwing a trip. And he was his favorite prank in the world. He would just sneak up on a person and sort of throw you over the hip. And it was hopeless. Once he had his position on that, it was hopeless. You were going down for sure because center of gravity, right?
Another way to think of it is the sweet spot, right? You hit the sweet spot on the bat or the sweet spot on the golf club. But it's really more than the actual spot on the club. It's the timing in relation to your body movement and the wave of energy. It's literally a wave. It's a wave of energy through the body and timing that the height of that wave is passing through the part of your body that makes contact with your target. If you time that perfectly, then we call that the sweet spot.
Yeah, a lot of it is you think of like the golf club hitting the ball. Well, that's just one part of that. What's going on when you look at it? There's your shoulders, your ankle, your arms, your waist, especially the waist, which is kind of center of energy in your legs. So it's getting those all right and at the right time. If you think of opening a door, you don't tense up and then walk to the door and then open it. You want to be relaxed at that point where everything gets the door and then you open by engaging all those at the right time. So it's putting the right things together in the right way at the right time. And that's why an 86-year-old man was able to throw me around like I was nothing and not even sweat. But I guarantee he felt it. And Bruce likes to do that with a 1-inch punch. He just put his punch there and just hit you like that. And it was like, with a 1/2 inch a moment and people would go flying.
That's exactly right. And that clip on YouTube, they must think I'm crazy at YouTube because I have literally watched a millisecond of that clip more than 1,000 times. I mean, I'm not kidding about that. I have repeated that millisecond of watching Bruce Lee make that 1-inch punch. And what you will notice is that the punch, and you have to really look carefully, the punch begins with his front foot forward, his front toes, and the energy moves up through his torso, out through his hand, and then almost like an exhaust of energy, it passes back through his torso and back through his back leg. So it's literally a wave going up and out his body. But he does it so quickly and so precisely that you don't see it unless you have YouTube decades later. And in fact, many of his punches, it was very difficult to watch because he was doing it faster than the technology at the time could record. But
And by the way, I've felt that 1-inch punch by some of Bruce Lee's students.
Is that
including
right?
one of the instructors. Yeah, then you hold a pad to your chest and you put it there, and they dissected that down. Just let me say, I felt it and I've done it. There's something. Joe, you wanted to go share screen? Feel free while we're talking to share your screen.
I love it. That's a great lesson. It's a great topic. Bruce Lee is amazing, as amazing a person as ever lived, I'm sure. So.
And these
So,
screens from Joe.
I put something in the chat, the link for this for you guys to all try it. This is free AI comic factory. And so for the prompt, I put cappuccino at the Center for Governance. And it created this thing here while we're working, while we're talking, arriving at Center for Governance, clearing security, meeting with the director, and Cappuccino makes her case. I guess that girl is named Cappuccino. but anyways, I wanted to...
we get these feral cats that live in our barn out there. I'm definitely going to name a future cat Cappuccino. Maybe a dog, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, and they have all these different types over here that you can choose from too. So yeah, check it out. I put the link to this in the chat for you guys.
All right. For those that have access to for those that have access on Telegram, if they want to send me at my last name at WESTREICH, your if you're a performer, you want to send me your wax wallet if you have one, we will put some wax in there. So you can see my name spell on that. All right, Dan, what do we have winner wise?
Well, I shared the link in the chat from the scores as of a few minutes ago. If you want, I can share my screen, or you can as well.
You can share your screen, yeah, for those that at
Okay.
home who are going to be watching the recording.
Okay, sounds
Oh,
good.
TLM. Need a TLM wallet. Sorry, TLM.
Okay,
Go ahead.
sounds good. I'll put up and have it up in just a moment. I suppose everybody voted. I saw there was like 9 or 10 people who voted yet already so far. So if we had any last minute votes you didn't get in yet, then now would be a good time. But I think everybody voted. So okay,
this
cool.
This is the time.
Okay, cool. I will share my screen now so everybody can see. This is the Slido app that we use to vote.
Drum roll.
The drum roll. Please fill in the survey. Well,
keep going for a while here.
Okay, so let's go to the next. So whose performance did you appreciate the most? This is the main one. So when I hit show results here, then we'll see what the results are. And drum roll, please. And 3, 2, 1, and let's see what it is. Okay.
Rosemary, Wizza, Perry.
Oh, perfect.
And
There's something wrong here. Why?
The universe is totally in order.
Have you refreshed?
This is I can try refreshing, but
Is it a glitch, Rosemary? Is it a glitch in the matrix?
it looks true. Everybody appreciated Rosemary's song.
Really?
Yes, it does.
It was a good.
Thank you.
I want to thank everybody for joining us here for Open Mic at Lisa's Coffee Shop at the Center for Governance on the Alien Worlds Federation Planet of Eyeke. If you'd like, love to do this again. All the performers were great. Sign up or check out the schedule of events for the Interplanetary Unconference at interplanetaryunconference.com and be back here next Wednesday, same time for the Fractapalooza, where we'll have some people trying to change the world by improving governance and each other in all kinds of different areas, saving the planet, personal development. But we'll see you then, and thank you for joining us.
Yay to the winner!
Congrats also to Lisa.